I fixed it. And I go out and make speeches. I say, I want to talk about the border. And people didn't really respond because I fixed it. I did such a good job on the border. I fixed it. Nobody wanted to hear about it. My people said,
are you ready for this?
This is not going to be a free ride. It's not going to be some instant amnesty. What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally.
I think much more extreme, like say the old asylum system is dead. No one is coming in through that process. You have to apply from your home country.
Which was a Trump policy.
Which was a Trump, and also the Mexico, you have to be in Mexico to apply. I think that's all correct.
What are you saying?
Hello friends, welcome to the YouTube channel. You're here with Pastor James Devalon. In today's video, we're going to listen to Fareed Zakaria. What he's going to say today is that Trump's border policies were good, were better than what Biden's has been pushing, right? Or does he have any policies? The policies is just undo anything that Trump did, right? So I thought that was based. That was based coming from a person who works at CNN, right? Fareed Zakaria. But I have listened to him before. He's like, this guy just makes sense, man. He's like he's base, common sense type of guy. I'm not saying he's right about everything, but he makes a lot more sense than the rest of the crew that are just making a whole bunch of noise. Anyway, let's take a listen to this. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. This is good.
What we think of as illegal immigrants were people coming in furtively through the border, sneaking into the country, running away from law enforcement. That was the model in the 80s and 90s. Today, people are coming in aided by cartels to whom they pay huge amounts of money, and they're not running away from law enforcement. They're running towards law enforcement because they have figured out that all they have to do is say the magic words, I have a credible fear of persecution, and bingo. You're in the country legally, you get 2 court hearings, they could take 7 years, meanwhile you slip into the shadows of the economy. So the whole system is broken. And Biden needs to confront that and say, we're going to have to reform the whole system. I would wish he'd do something much more extreme, like say the old asylum system is dead. No one is coming in through that process. You have to apply from your home country.
Which was a Trump policy.
Which was a Trump, and also the Mexico, you have to be in Mexico to apply. I think that's all correct.
That's all
so
correct.
Strategically, you think that if Biden would tack towards Trump policies, he would have actually a better political chance.
And it's also the right policy because the old asylum system is being gamed by millions of people. Now, why, at this point, I say it's complicated because Biden did actually recently make this big compromise where he essentially accepted what the Senate Republicans were asking for and gave them the bill that they wanted. And then, of course, Trump comes in and says, don't sign this bill because it's better for me to have chaos on the border than to solve it. So, I still think what Biden should do is declare an emergency, national security crisis, send the National Guard, shut down the amnesty process and say we're going to redo it. It's quite possible courts will throw out elements of what he does. But this is a place where Biden should learn something from Trump. Much of what Trump did, the Muslim ban, banning TikTok, the shutting down the border, was overturned by courts. But people remembered that he was trying.
Strong action.
Where he was. Symbolically, it helped him a lot. Biden needs to do something symbolic at the border. Bill Clinton had a great line. He said, the American people don't need the president to succeed, but they need to catch him trying. He's got to seem to be trying to do stuff.
we don't even have a border. People are just flowing through like water. There is no border right now.
I mean, that was spot on. Apart from blaming Trump for a number of other things, I think, yeah, that was correct. It's pretty amazing, right? It takes a chaos and a disaster at the border to realize that Trump was right again. Trump policies were correct. Trump policies, yeah, that was not perfect, but it was certainly trying though, until the asylum system has been completely broken. The supposed immigration laws are all over the place, and then we are being taken advantage of as a country. Now we're waking up to say, oh yeah, that was a bad idea. Of course it was. So here we are once again with another reality checked, and it needs to be said. And again, this right here is the reason why people are gonna vote for Trump. Remember, Biden came in the office saying, I'm going to undo all of the stuff Trump has done when it comes to protecting the border.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
He said he was going to do that, and he did. And he undid then, I mean, on day one, how many of these policies were undone?
The second order I'm signing is creating a comprehensive regional framework to address the causes of and to provide a safe and orderly processing of asylum seekers at the United States border. My grandfather would say the grace of God and the goodwill of the neighbors will reunite these children and reestablish our reputation as being a haven for people in need. Thank you very, very much.
So now we are seeing the consequences of that. We're seeing America last. We're seeing the borders are left wide open. We're seeing the squatters. We're seeing the welfare system being overwhelmed. Even Democrat cities are now saying we can't take it anymore. It's too much for them. Why? Because the Biden administration made it happen. That's why. You see, friends, we have to protect home. We gotta protect those within our own borders. This is not to say we shouldn't give a helping hand to those around. The Bible says we should help the poor. We should reach out to those in need. But it is not supposed to be done in this way. The way that it is being done, we are abusing the system to the point where you're gonna come to a point where you can't help anybody anyway. Like, what do you think is going to happen ultimately if you keep pushing this thing? Well, you're gonna break the system and destroy the economy. That's what's gonna happen. And the American people now are looking at Trump and saying, you know what, Trump was right. He was right once again. Again and again, I'm getting these videos. Trump was right once again, right? Over and over again. He was right. He was right. He was right. At first, oh, he was bad and evil. He was a racist. And then after you allow things to play out, you're like, he was correct. It's pretty amazing what's happening here.
I told you so.
To be honest with you, Trump policies were the same policies that many Democrats used to advocate for. I had done a video about that, so I'm gonna share a few compilation to show you. It's nothing new under the sun, man. It's just the fact that, well, Trump is the one doing it. I guess the great evil is because he's doing it. But they used to say the same thing and advocated for the same change. It's like all of a sudden, it's like, this is the worst crime because Trump is doing it? You gotta be kidding me. Anyway, take a listen to this. This is Obama. Listen.
This is not going to be a free ride. It's not going to be some instant amnesty. What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. But after you've done these things over a certain period of time, you can earn your citizenship, so that it's not something that is guaranteed or automatic. You've got to earn it, but over time, you give people an opportunity. Now, it only works, though, if you do all the pieces. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration, but they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it. So we've got to deal with that at the same time as we deal in a humane fashion with folks who have put down roots here, have become our neighbors, have become our friends. They may have children who are U.S. citizens. That's the kind of comprehensive approach that we have to take.
The states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country.
The people who should be here are those who come legally.
We have to send a clear message. Just because your child gets across the border, that doesn't mean the child gets to stay.
I think we should have strong border security. It doesn't make sense for us to allow hundreds of thousands of people coming through our borders without us knowing who they are. oftentimes in very hazardous situations and unmonitored situations. That
people who are paying a price because of a broken immigration system.
Of laws.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. When I took office, I committed to fixing this broken immigration system, and I began by doing what I could to secure our borders. But today, our immigration system is broken, and everybody knows it. There are actions I have the legal authority to take as president. Tonight, I'm announcing those actions. We'll build on our progress at the border with additional resources for our law enforcement personnel so that they can stem the flow of illegal crossings and speed the return of those who do cross over. If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. We expect people who live in this country to play by the rules. We expect that those who cut the line will not be unfairly rewarded. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century. And to those members of Congress who question my authority to make our immigration system work better, question my authority, question my authority, question my authority, question my authority, or question the wisdom of me acting where Congress has failed, I have one answer. Pass a bill.
To you and to most Democrats, Trump is an extremist. But to Trump's supporters, he is a liberal, and they like that about him. His position on immigration, that was the Democrats' position in the 90s.
Anyway, friends, link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. I thought this was amazing. I had to share it with you if you haven't had a chance to see it. But again, Donald J. Trump, man. Listen, we're going to love and appreciate him. We're going to give him his flowers while he can smell it. He deserves it. Not because he's perfect or sinless. I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm not saying he's holy, holy, holy. That's not what I'm arguing, friends. I'm saying he's trying, though. He's trying. And as a result of that, he deserves my love and respect and my prayer and my support and my vote. That's all I'm going to say. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.
As soon as I lift my hand from the Bible as your 47th president, I will seal the border, shut down the invasion of millions and millions of people coming into our country. I will instruct the heads of ICE and Border Patrol to begin the largest deportation program in American history because it's not sustainable.